Okay, I just arrived to Gjirokastra, and the new town is downhill and the old town is uphill, what is the center. And I've been carrying this backpack plus this other backpack, and it's super steep. It's crazy, it's like 1 kilometer uphill. Yeah, this is way harder than I thought. I have burned probably like 1,000 calories or something like that. Okay, so now I took a shower. Now I'm in the place that I going to be for some days here in Gjirokastra, and I walked all the way in the castle to arrive here. So yeah, it was pretty long. Okay, so I'm about to reach the castle, but first I want to show you this kule. That's the name of this kind of houses from the 17th century. This city, as you can see, there are many, and due to that the UNESCO named it like World Heritage in 2005. Okay, so I just arrived to the citadel / castle of here of Gjirokastra. It's from the 12th century, but most of the things that you see are from the 19th century. Because it suffers some renovations, and it's supposed to be the second largest citadel / castle in the Balkans, but it was used as a prison during the communist time, so people don't have like the best memories of this place. Okay, so once inside of the castle, you can see this statue, the monument of the people's power, and basically it represents all the people that fought against the Nazis and against the Italian fascists, and later they became communists. And talking about Italians, you can see this Fiat is L6040, I think, and basically it's one of 3 tanks that remained of this model in the world. Yeah, you can see here an oven from the Ottoman era, and you can see it has been used over and over, particularly during war times. They were just making bread, and yeah, to feed the troops. I don't know if you can see there, but there is one bath there, and there are many. You can even hear the sound, I think. It's around. Oh, did you see one? Another one flown. Many. So this Lockheed T-33 shooting star is from United States, and there are 3 versions of why it's here. Basically landed in the Arenas airport, and it was brought here. The fact is that the pilot from United States, he just went back to United States and left the craft. But there is another story from United States, which is that there was some fog and something like that, and the pilot had to emergency land, do an emergency landing in that Arenas airport. And there is Albanian, which they say that they force the pilot to land in the Arenas airport. But whatever happens, the airport is the plane is here, and it used to have more things, but it has been like dismantled over time. Okay, so you can see there is the house where I'm staying, and from there you can see the view to the castle. And you can see this structure, these walls from the Byzantine. As you remember, in many castles that we have visited, there is from the Illyrians and the Byzantines, the Ottomans, etc. And the Ottomans in the 1800s built this tower, and later in the 1930s, the King Zog of Albania, in this area and many others, but that's one of the areas, constructed the prison. So the prison is coming from there and then used by the communists. So yeah. So this part is it used to be like a town, but now and later it was used for the military forces just to stay here. Now every 5 years they celebrate like a folklore festival here, but also just normal small festivals, as you can see, with music and stuff. Okay, so as you can see, this was the old prison that it was created by the King Zog. Was the first king of Albania, and later was used by the dictator Hoxha, and you can see that it has a tough feeling. Okay, now as you can see, after the prison came to the Museum of Arms. You can see that it's full of weapons. These weapons were used in combat, AK-47, automatic, semi-automatic weapons. It's quite fucked up. Yep. Okay, so this is the entrance to the Cold War Museum, to the bunker inside the mountain, and to the tunnel of the Cold War. Like everything is just the same place. You just go in there. You need to wait for some people to take you in. There is not much to see, and basically every 20 minutes a new group comes. So it's not like very like complete. In Tirana it's a little bit bigger, but it's okay. Okay, so this is the old Bazaar Mosque, and one curious fact about it is that it was used by the circus to train trapezists because of the dome. It's big, so they were able to use it during the dictatorship. Basically, it was spared. It wasn't destroyed, but it was used, to train the circus people. Okay, so I was just trying to enter to the Ismail Kadare's museum and house, but unfortunately it's closed. But I met with some people from Albania, and they were telling me that actually, of course, Kadare has a book. He has a book that basically criticizes the dictatorship. The funny thing is that the dictator's house is very close from here, so they were basically neighbors. And it's just interesting that they were just have that kind of relationship. Everybody loves at least Kadare, and some people still love Hoxha, which is or was the dictator in that time. I just read one book from him, is the general of the Dead Army, but they told me that the one that in which he criticized the government is called Cold Winter, I think. I don't know. Okay, so this is the old bazaar here in Gjirokastra. You can see that you can find almost anything, from things from the war that are actually from the war to food. There are some places for food. There are some places with some like stuff like crafts and things like that. It's a good place. It's a nice place to eat. It's very cool, and it's not that long, that big, but it's quite interesting. And of course, it has the traditional houses, Ottoman houses. Okay, so there is the castle. And as I told you, I went to another Cold War tunnel bunker, but there are tunnels all the way. This is one of the tunnels that people actually used to cross from one side of the mountain to the other, and I'm going to show you in a minute another one that is basically like abandoned. Okay, this is the other entrance that I was telling you, and as you can see, it's basically abandoned. And I entered before a little bit. I'm going to show you just a little bit, but I don't enter more, not because it's scary or something, but because it just smells like pee all the time, and there is basically nothing there. After that very heavy day, then rest. Tomorrow I'm going to go, not today, I'm going to go to Saranda to do a voluntary work. And this was Gjirokastra.